Good morning, it's Tuesday, September 11th. As some of you may have noted, I did not play any shows last weekend, and so you may be asking yourself, if you didn't play any shows, how did you make any money? And the answer is, of course, that I teach lessons. Now, in explaining my job to various friends, relatives, and coworkers over the last 6 years, I've realized that most people have some gross misconceptions about what teaching lessons involves. So today, I'm going to cover the top 5 misconceptions about teaching music lessons. Misconception 1. It must be so artistically fulfilling to play drums all day. As it turns out, playing music and teaching music have almost nothing to do with each other. I've known some really incredible players who were not very good teachers, and I've known some excellent teachers who were kind of crappy or at least really mediocre players. Not only that, but a lot of the students I teach are just beginning, so I generally end up teaching the same basic ideas over and over. Even my most advanced students are generally working on things that I could already play in high school. So while teaching is fulfilling on a lot of levels, it does not fulfill my need to express myself as an artist. Misconception 2. $40 an hour? That's so much money! Yes, I charge $40 an hour for private lessons, but there are a couple things to consider. First of all, the number of hours I can teach is limited. These hours are limited both by the store where I teach and by the overall student-to-teacher ratio in town. Second, remember that $40 an hour is the gross figure. Out of that $40, the store where I teach gets a cut, Uncle Sam gets a cut, Uncle Sam gets a second self-employment cut, and then I have to buy things like drumsticks and drum books with that money. So at the end of the day, $40 an hour actually becomes a much more modest rate. Misconception 3. You don't have to pay taxes. False. The money I make is considered income, and therefore I have to pay taxes on it. Basically, tax time is my least favorite time of year. Not only do I have to keep track of income, mileage, expenses, and things like that, but then I have to pay somebody else to sort of interpret all that data and tell me what it means. Inevitably, my accountant always tells me that I owe money to the government, and I'm never quite sure if I've saved enough. I wish I still got a tax refund like all the cool kids. Misconception 4. You get to completely make your own schedule. Yes, technically I get to make my own schedule, but you know what most people love? Consistency. If I sign somebody up for lessons on Wednesday at 4 p.m., I generally have to show up every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Also, you know what most people hate? Paying for services they didn't receive. So while I could technically take off every other Saturday to sit around in my pajamas and watch StarCraft tournaments, I probably couldn't charge people for that time. Misconception 5. Adult students are way better than younger students. True, some of my favorite students have been adults, and generally adults are much better behaved in lessons than children. For example, most adults know not to pick their nose or laugh at their own farts or turn the lights on and off in a hysterical manner. Timmy, stop. Timmy, sit down. Timmy, get back here. Timmy. That being said, adults typically practice way less than children, mostly because they have lives and jobs and maybe even kids of their own. Not only that, but children are more used to the student-teacher dynamic, which means it's more likely that they'll follow my directions or take what I say as true and important. I mean, I am an adult after all. Basically what I'm saying is that neither children nor adults are inherently better students. I've had some 4-year-olds that were pleasures to teach, and I've had some 4-year-olds that were nightmares. And the same can be said for 40-year-olds. And now on to this week's Things of Note. I'm playing this Saturday night at the Secret Bar and Grill with Business Time. The show's from 9 to 1 and there's no cover, but just as a warning, they do charge for water, which I'm not 100% sure is legal, but they do it anyway. If you can make it to that show, I'll see you on Saturday, and if not, I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Oh. Ouch.